Hello, Camden Walker for Capitol Weather Gang outside the Library of Congress right near the Capitol. It is still warm here in the sun, 91 degrees or so. Granted, yes, in the sun. If you're in the shade, it is below 90 now, thank goodness. But 90 degrees and high humidity is not off the table for this unsettled week ahead. Rain chances remain moderately here and there, hit or miss storms. So just review with me. Let's go over the big hits this week. We've got some humidity coming in slowly but surely as we get toward the middle of the week. Maybe tomorrow it's just a little bit moist, maybe borderline sticky, but it could be borderline gross as we head into the middle of the week. But overnight tonight, we're used to this. It is August, so 70 degrees or more around the Beltway. Hi, Andrew. Thanks for tuning in. We've got upper 80s tomorrow, maybe near 90. And then it's still another muggy night on Monday night as well, around 70 degrees or so. So nothing we're not quite used to. And again, the temperatures they slowly increase going into Wednesday, Thursday, but here's our payoff is going into this weekend. So I hope you're geared up for an unsettled, muggy, warm week. But this weekend, we really could enjoy some drier air, lower rain chances, and temperatures that are, even if kind of warm and about average this time of year, a little bit more comfortable. Here's our latest forecast on the blog on CapitolWeatherGang.com. Go to cwg.news/latest. And let's also talk about the number of 90-degree days. They are running above average. We normally have in a season 36 days that are 90 degrees or hotter. We've had 39, including today, another 90-degree day in our notch in our belt, if you will. But that's over a season's worth of what we'd expect maybe by the fall equinox around September 21, 22. So take a look at this, cwg.news/heat stats. We've got all the latest for you on the blog, talking about how these 90-degree days are above average. Not a record yet, but we have some cool stats for you there on the blog. And let's talk about the recent rain. This is just August, the last few days. In the month of August, we still have some dry spots that might continue in the central parts of Virginia. And here's year to date. We have some dry spots here year to date below 100% of what you normally would see for year to date. They're in Delaware, some along Route 50 and I-66, and a little bit around the higher portions of Page County there on the Skyline Drive. So I know some of you were complaining about the rain running below average for you. But the good news is we have it coming in eventually later this week here. The average temperatures, we're about to look at 87 degrees by Wednesday for an average high, average low 71. So when you see this map 6 to 10 days into the future, we have a slight probability of being below average 6 to 10 days out. And precipitation, a little bit drier than average as possible, 6 to 10 days out as well. So let's take a quick remembrance that we said on the blog in Capitol Weather Gang this week. cwg.news/August outlook. It could be hotter and wetter on balance by the end of this month. So keep that in mind. Let's see if I've got some questions. We've got Nick, how about the weather for the O's game in Baltimore Saturday, 7:05 p.m. If we're talking about next Saturday, I say go for it. Not guaranteed to be clear and perfect, but we've got higher probability for some comfort and some dry conditions. We need rain to cool things off. Christian, I can't agree more. I need the dew point to go down. Yes, indeed, Ellen. I would love for the dew point to go down. It's still a little bit muggy here outside of the Library of Congress. I can't pull it up quickly enough, so let me look at the heat index. Look at that. That's humidity and temperature together. Still about 97-degree heat index outside the Madison building here of the Library of Congress. All right. Can't wait till fall. Arlene, same here. Andrew Layton, so depressing. I'm sorry you don't like this heat and humidity. And Liz, will it be a decent weekend? Yes, that is what we're thinking. Can change when looking that far out, so not the highest confidence, but the rain could move out by Saturday morning. We may have drier conditions, lower dew points. That means less humidity. Our sweat will finally start evaporating from our bodies again, so we'll be able to naturally cool off a little bit, even if it's warm, about average for this time of year, potentially this weekend. But you can see it's indicative here. This is a modeling system with multiple simulations. We could have a wide range possible here for this upcoming weekend, so stay tuned at CapitolWeatherGang.com and follow us on Twitter at CapitolWeather. All right, Mike, no goggles today, but maybe come January I'll break them out again, I promise. Annette, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Jen, no more nighttime thunderstorms. The dogs and you staying awake with barking, I feel you. We had those this past week. Christian, hello, how are you doing? Karen, thanks so much for tuning in. Karen R, hi, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Kevin, thanks for tuning in. And Greg, no snow in the forecast. I love that you keep me focused during these hot days on snow coming up this winter. And David, it's time for some snow as well. I love these snow comments. No, Richard, no snow. David is hilarious. You're stirring trouble with the snow. None in the forecast. And Eric, you just washed and polished your car, so I hope you're in one of these areas not favored for too much rain through Thursday night anyway. Central Virginia and the Piedmont of Maryland as well, not favored to get quite as much rain as south and eastern portions of our region, as we're favored with these disturbances and fronts generally over here this week. And we have some orographic lifting. That's just a fancy way of saying the mountains could help lift some of the moisture and the air around these higher elevations of Virginia into some rain showers and thunderstorms this week as well. David, thanks for tuning in. And Christian, you're most welcome. And Andrew, yes, we have reached our highest average high temperatures for this time of year. They topped out at 89 in mid-July. And now, coming up this Wednesday, we've dipped to a very cool 2 degrees lower than our highest average high of 87 degrees at DCA come this Wednesday. That is our average high temperature at Washington Reagan National Airport. Jennifer, thanks so much for tuning in. You're most welcome. And Drew, I don't see any organized severe weather coming up this week, but it looks like it could be a stronger cold front, the second one coming through this week, one on Wednesday, and then Friday. We could maybe stay tuned for a low chance at this point for severe weather on Friday. Mark, snowflakes, I love it, with those emoji. And then Eric, thanks for tuning in. Andrew, good, thanks for tuning in. And cool off at the Loudoun County area. David, that's a good call. And Richard, we need rain here in Spotsylvania County. You want those autumn colors secured. That is good. We want to keep those trees happy going into fall. That is true. Let's check out what I have for Spotsylvania. It looks like the last few days, this is August, month to date. So just for the month of August, you've actually been fairly wet. You've gotten at least 2 inches of rain there in most of Spotsylvania County. Let's look at year to date. Maybe you are in this northwestern part of Spotsylvania County. It looks like you're a little bit around average for year to date, maybe a little bit below average, 90 to 110% or so. And I'll zoom in there for you just a little bit. So yep, northwestern Spotsylvania, a little bit dry year to date. So maybe your garden is not too happy, or some of your trees. Indeed, with this type of heat this time of year, it's our highest evapotranspiration time of year, since we have all the plants very much wanting the water in the soil, sucking it out with this hot sun as fast as possible. All right, Richard, most welcome. Thank you so much. I'm Cameron Walk for Capitol Weather Gang outside the Library of Congress. This is where they keep the science books in the Madison building behind me of the Library of Congress. I'm looking at the Capitol behind the camera, and we're going to recap what we're expecting for the week ahead. And let me know if you have any questions about this. Let's check the temperature really quick outside of the Madison building. This is in the sun. This is a little warm. 94.5. I think it's near my body heat, but in the shade now for almost the entire region, we're below 90 degrees. Thank goodness. But the week ahead mugginess, will it feel very humid, Camden? Maybe not too bad. Maybe just moist tomorrow, maybe sticky on Tuesday, borderline muggy gross Wednesday, Thursday. Unfortunately, look, I'm sweating a little bit there. Sorry to demonstrate the heat out here. But here's the overnight lows, muggy around the Beltway, 73 or so. Can't be ruled out. That's about as cool as we get. And a little bit cooler in the higher elevations along I-81. Wish I was out there in the Shenandoah. And again, tomorrow repeats kind of close to today, mid-80s to near 90. And muggy again Monday night. With the look ahead for the week, again, unsettled is what we're saying. Showers and storms possible, hit or miss fashion though. So don't expect a washout day to happen. You might want to tote that small umbrella this week. But our payoff is, even though we deal with this heat and humidity, heat index values mid-90s, maybe even upper 90s possible by Thursday. The cold front moving through on Wednesday is pretty weak, but still could set off some thunderstorms. Friday, maybe some stronger storms, low probability, but we're looking at this stronger cold front setting off more organized rain by Friday night, maybe bleeding into Saturday morning a little bit, but a nicer weekend is what we might see. So that could be our payoff. Stay tuned to CapitolWeatherGang.com. And for the latest on CapitolWeatherGang.com, our latest forecast, go to cwg.news/latest. They'll take you directly to our PM update by Greg Porter. Another 90-degree day today, 39th of the season. Notice that our yearly average is 36, so we have seen more than usual of 90-degree day plus 90-plus degree days here in DC. So check out cwg.news/heat stats, DC heat stats, and you can see what Ian Livingston says about, I think 21 of the last 25 days have been 90 degrees or higher. So plenty of cool statistics for you there. And this is where we've seen the wetness in August, generally staying south and east of town. That could be the same pattern this week. Year to date, some of you are still staying dry year to date in Delaware and along I-66 and north of Route 50 or so there. Oh, and look at that, Skyline Drive, also dry. And I had, I think, a viewer just now tune in from Spotsylvania. You might be dry there in northwestern Spotsylvania as well. Our average high temperature this time of year, just for a quick review, by Wednesday, 87 degrees is our average high, 71 is our average low. So when you see 6 to 10 days out that we have this blue shading over us, indicating a probability that we could be a little below average, we're not talking anything chilly because of the relative, the benchmark we have is 87 degrees. So a little below that, not too cool. Still kind of warm, I would argue. And then our precipitation 6 to 10 days into the future, a slight chance of being below average as well. So we could have a tiny chance of a dry streak coming up and going forward. Here's our August outlook overall. CWG.news/August outlook. We're thinking hotter and wetter than average. And all the latest is available at CWG.news/latest and CapitalWeatherGang.com. And we also have our Twitter account at Capital Weather. All right, Drew, it sounds like organized severe weather Friday is what we're looking at. Indeed, I generally agree with you, but low confidence looking that far out. Kenny, will it be raining in the morning at Loudoun County? I mean, if I had to toss a coin, I would say no. Since Central Virginia this week is, at least this is through Thursday night, we're a little bit drier in the Piedmont of Virginia and Maryland, so keep that in mind. You're not in one of the more favored areas, but if you notice the nature of these bullseyes, that indicates a thunderstorm or shower could pop up. The nature of these it's hit or miss rain this week, Kenny, so keep that in mind. It's going to be a little bit hard to predict, and if you want a safe bet, do tote a small umbrella with you this week. All right, David, no, I'm fine. It's not that hot here. It's only 93 or so here outside the Library of Congress and near my body heat, and the sun is going down, luckily, at the Madison building. I'm Canada Walker for Capital Weather Gang. And Scott, it could be warm and wet this week still. Yep. Let's see, Kenny, I answered your question. And Scott, any chance that we could receive severe thunderstorms this week? Maybe Friday. That's a good question. The stronger cold front this week comes through Friday time frame, so we'll stay tuned near the end of the week. And subscribe by then to our other severe weather alert system on Twitter at DC Weather Alerts, in addition to at Capital Weather on Twitter. Have a great week, Alan. Stay hydrated. Yes, indeed. And Jennifer, traveling south on Thursday morning, and it will probably be raining. That's not a guarantee, Jennifer, but overall, the week ahead is generally unsettled with hit or miss showers and storms. So we'll keep you posted as we go forward, and our confidence gets higher as we go further and further into the week and toward the weekend on CapitalWeatherGang.com. David, thanks again for tuning in. You're most kind, and you have a great week too, Sarah. And Richard, take care as well. All right, I think I've answered all the questions. Let me know if you will have any final thoughts before I sign off. I'm Camden Walker here at the Library of Congress. The Madison building is where they keep the science, geography books. I thought I'd do my weather nerd here, a little broadcast out in front of the Library of Congress building where they keep my type of books. Peter, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And again, 90 degrees or so, but it is going down. Most of us are getting below 90 now as the sun is setting. And let's review that really quick. We still have 14 hours of day length still this time of year. But notice our sunrises are getting later, our sunsets are getting earlier, so enjoy it ahead of the fall equinox coming next month. All right, let's go over humidity levels this week. Maybe starting out a little moist, becoming a little unpleasant, maybe tomorrow. Staying below sticky, but could get borderline muggy gross as we get into the middle of the week. Let's skip ahead. Again, tomorrow, maybe near 90 for most of the region around the Beltway. A little cooler over near Woodstock in the I-81 corridor. I'm jealous of that. But muggy overnight low temperatures, increasingly warm and muggy temperatures as we get into the middle of the week. One cold front Wednesday could set off some storms. Another one on Friday is a little bit stronger. And look at that potential low confidence that we, though, might see a nicer weekend. Lower low temperatures indicating that drier, more comfortable air, lower dew points, lower humidity, some sunshine possible, and roughly average temperatures, but we'll see. The wide range possible here in this modeling system indicates that our confidence is fairly low looking that far out. Latest available right now on CapitalWeatherGang.com. Go to CWG.news/latest for our latest PM update. Have a really good evening, and please have a good start to your week, and maybe tote that small umbrella with you around this week since it will be a little bit unsettled with showers and storms. Take care for now. Bye-bye.